The complex 2 of mitochondrial electron transport chain is also known as complex 2 is succinate dehydrogenase. Option 2 is the right answer. This is the answer. So we did it in 20 seconds. Polymerase chain reaction amplifies DNA following the equation. So in this case, the hint is the replication during PCR happens by semi-conservative mode. Okay, so 2 will become 4, 4 will become 8, 8 becomes 16. So there is duplication happening. So the number of cycles in PCR are 30. So if we have to duplicate 30 times, you will have to write it like this, 2 to the power 30, and you will get 1 billion copies. So the answer will be option number 2. What are the potential drawbacks in adoption of IVF method? Choose correct options only. So first one is high fatality risk to mother. If you know fatality, then only you will be able to attempt this question. Fatality means the chances of death. So is it related to high death rate to mother? No, this is wrong. So A is wrong. Strike out A. So see, 2, 3, 4 all have A. That means we have the answer. If you strike out all 3, the only option left is option 1. So this is the answer. So I just checked whether this term was in NCERT or not. So 3 different chapters have used this term. This is both AIDS and hepatitis B infection are chronic infections and ultimately fatal. This sentence is from the chapter reproductive health. Now this one, malignant malaria, this is from the chapter human health and diseases. And then last one is this could be fatal to the fetus or could cause severe anemia and jaundice to the baby. This condition is called erythroblastosis fetalis. This topic is from body fluids and circulation. So see, this term is mentioned in NCERT, so you should be aware of the meaning of fetal. What is the name of the blood vessel that carries deoxygenated blood from the body to the heart of a frog? So deoxygenated blood is usually carried by vena cava, and the same name is given in frog system also. So answer is option number 4. The deoxygenated blood is carried by vena cava and it enters through sinus venosus into the right atrium. So the blue color indicates the blood is deoxygenated. Then it enters in ventricle. There is a single ventricle in case of frog. And from there, the blood flows through conus arteriosus. And then it enters the pulmonary artery, goes to lungs. And from lungs, it will be oxygenated. So now it is indicated by a red line. This enters in pulmonary vein. So this blood vessel is pulmonary vein, and from pulmonary vein the blood enters into left atrium. Okay, so the red color here indicates oxygenated blood. So you might feel that what is the point of having 2 different atrium if at the end blood is going to mix up? But this is not the case. The flow of blood is maintained in such a way it minimizes mixing of blood, and there is one structure which is present in conus arteriosus. This is going to channel the oxygenated blood into the aortic arc. Okay, so despite the fact that they have single ventricle, the mixing of blood is minimized due to this structure, conus arteriosus. Okay, this valve is called spiral valve. The details are not given in NCERT textbook. You only need to remember this name, conus arteriosus. From aortic arc, it will go to the body, and through body, all the oxygen will be consumed and deoxygenated blood will come back into vena cava. So it was so complicated to draw another arrow, so that's why I didn't added here. I hope this flowchart is clear enough to give you an idea of how blood flows in frog's heart. Which one of the following statement refers to reductionist biology? Reductionist, here the word reduction indicates more focused approach to study life processes. Biology is study of life. So reduction here means more focused. So physico and chemical approach to study and understand living organism. This is the answer. The first option is the right answer. So see, biomolecules, they form organelles, right? Organelles form cells. Cells organize to form tissues. Tissues organize to form organs. Organs form organ system. And finally, organ system form organism. Okay. So reductionist biology indicates we focus on the biomolecules, these molecules, okay, to understand the pathology and physiology of an organism. We focus on biomolecules. So concepts and techniques of physics and chemistry are applied to understand biology, and this approach is called reductionist biology. So essentially the investigation is done using cell-free systems. This approach enables us to describe various processes in molecular terms. So see, for example, if I give you the example of phenylketonuria, okay, the patient will show all different symptoms, you know, pigment, skin pigmentation, and then hair loss, and then presence of phenylketone bodies in blood and in urine. Okay, all that is correlated to the defect in the molecular defect is in the enzyme which is called phenylalanine hydroxylase. So a single molecule leads to all these problems, symptoms. Okay, so if you can explain the process in terms of, in molecular terms, then that kind of approach is called physico-chemical approach or reductionist biology. Next question. Statement 1. In the RNA world, RNA is considered the first genetic material, correct, and also a catalyst for some important biochemical reactions in living system, correct. So it is genetic material as well as a catalyst, an enzyme. Being reactive, RNA is unstable. This is also correct. It has ribose sugars, so ribose has 2' oxy. It is not deoxy, it has oxy hydroxyl group at the 2' position. So that makes it reactive and therefore unstable. So this statement is correct. So see, we are exceeding 40-second time, but don't worry, this is a big statement. You have to read it carefully. Statement 2 says DNA evolved from RNA is more stable genetic material. Correct. Its double helical strands being complementary resist change by evolving repairing mechanism. Correct. Everything is correct in this statement. So both the statements are correct. Answer will be option number 1. Okay, so to understand the catalyst activity of RNA, focus on this activity, peptidyl transferase activity, okay, which is basically the translation process. Here all the amino acids are linked together by peptide bond by the enzyme activity of rRNA. The rRNA which is present in the ribosomes, okay, that plays an important role in, and it has peptidyl transferase activity. So this proves that RNA has enzyme activity. And RNA is also a genetic material. We know different viruses that have genome, RNA genome, especially the plant viruses, they have RNA genome. So RNA acts as a genetic material as well as an enzyme. So similar question was asked before. RNA mutates at a faster rate and viruses having RNA genome have shorter lifespan and they mutate and evolve faster. Regarding the reactivity of RNA, this was the hydroxyl group I was talking about. This is, see, we count the carbon from this position. So this is marked as carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is 3, this is 4, and then this is 5th carbon. So at the second position, we have this hydroxyl group. In case of deoxyribose, the oxygen is not there. That is why it is called deoxy. D means not there. What is not there? Oxygen is not there. But in ribose sugar, we have an hydroxyl group. And because of this hydroxyl group, RNA is reactive. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. We will go to the next question now. Epiphytes that are growing on a mango branch is an example of which of the following? Epiphytes, the orchid that grows on mango branch, it doesn't feed on mango plant or mango tree. So it is not parasitism, it is commensalism. Commensalism, the first option is the right answer. This is the answer. So see, epiphytes like orchids on mango tree survive by utilizing the host tree for physical support. Okay, it is relying only for physical support and better access to sunlight. They do not take nutrients from host. Okay, and this is the reason it is not a parasite. They obtain water and some nutrients from rainwater and debris that collect on tree branches. So see, it is not feeding on mango tree, and this is the reason only orchid is benefited and there is no harm to mango tree. So such an association is called, one is benefited, other is unharmed. Okay, this is called commensalism. In case of amensilism, one is harmed and other is unaffected. Then in mutualism, both are benefited. And then in competition, both are harmed. And in case of predation and parasitism, one is benefited, other is harmed. Similarly, in parasitism, one is benefited, other is harmed. So these are the 6 different relationships you have to learn between organisms, and accordingly you will have to classify them as commensalism or amensilism, mutualism. Then this C is for competition, this P is for predation, this P is for parasitism. Choose the correct statement. So see, multi-statement questions, they look scary, but they are not. You have to simply read it and eliminate it, whether it is correct or not correct. So we have to choose only the correct statements here. First one, eukaryotic ribosomes are 80 years, prokaryotic ribosomes are 70 years. This is correct. A is correct. Wherever you see A, that will be the answer. There's no A here, to strike this thing out. Now you can see B is common in all these options. So that means B is definitely correct. Don't waste time reading it. Directly go to C. C says the 2 subunits are ATS ribosome. The 2 subunits of ATS ribosome are 60 and 40. Correct. While that of 70S is 50 and 30. This is also correct. So we have the answer. Option 1 is the answer. Okay, I will explain you what is this 60S and 40S. So there is a joke also that in biology you don't add up 60 and 40, they don't add up to form 100. Okay, this is a mathematical error in biology. But you need to understand one thing, the S here, it is not an indication of mass or weight. The S is indicative of the rate, sedimentation rate, when the ribosomes are centrifuged. Okay, when they are subjected to centrifugal force, then at what rate they settle down. So sedimentation rate will never add up to give you one mathematical value. Okay. So the S stands for Swedberg unit, and sedimentation rate in centrifugal field depends on the size, okay, the size of the ribosomes, shape of the ribosome, and finally the density of ribosomes. Okay, so all these will contribute to this value 60s and 40s. So here we are talking about the large subunit and small subunit. This is large and this is small. Okay, together they form the intact ribosome. Okay, clear? So the S is for Swedberg unit and S is sedimentation rate, not the weight of ribosomes. Okay, this is the machine. This is ultracentrifuge machine which is used for ribosome separation. So look at the speed here. To separate ribosomes, you will have to use this speed, 1,50,000 gravity, and not for 1 minute or 2 minutes. It is 180 minute. 180 minutes mean it is 3 hours. So for 3 hours, they are subjected to such high centrifugal force, and then we can separate out these units. Okay, next question. Which of the following is an example of ex situ conservation? Ex situ. So only one will be ex situ, three will be in situ. National park is in situ. Sanctuary is in situ. Zoo and botanical gardens are ex situ. So we have the answer. Protected area, sacred groves are again in situ. So option 3 is the answer. Okay, you need to by heart these names. National park is in situ. Zoological park is ex situ. Okay, both are park. This is national park. This is zoological park. Then biosphere reserve. The name will suggest you that we are conserving the whole ecosystem here. Okay, on-site conservation. So the corresponding name in this case will be botanical garden. Then wildlife sanctuary, and in this case it will be wildlife safari. Then we have sacred groves and biodiversity hotspots. Sacred groves. Cryopreservation. Cryo means freezing, so preserving something by freezing. So when you bring down the temperature, it reduces the enzyme activity, it causes cell arrest, and then the cells will remain viable as well as fertile for long period of time. Biodiversity hotspots, total 34 are there, out of which 3 are found in India. And the last point in ex situ conservation is seed bank. Okay, so by heart these names. It is a definitely asked question. It is asked every year. Statement 1 says primary source of energy in an ecosystem is solar energy. Primary source, correct. The rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis in an ecosystem is called net primary productivity. It is called gross. Net is incorrect. So statement 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. Option 3 is the answer. So see, the overall productivity by photosynthesis is called GPP, gross primary productivity. And NPP stands for net primary productivity. And the GPP minus the respiration losses is called NPP. So in an equation, you will have to show it this way. NPP is equal to GPP minus R. This topic is also asked every year. This is very important topic, definitely asked topic. So make sure that you have by-hearted this well. Match question. Whenever you have such a list, read the list which has more words. So rapid spasm in muscle due to low calcium. So this will be tetany, D1. D1 is in 3 and 4. Next, damaged alveolar walls. So alveoli related is emphysema, A2. A2 is again common here. Now you will have to rule out between B4 and C3. B is angina is acute chest pain. So it is not B4, it is B3. So option 4 is the right answer. Inflammation of glomeruli is called glomerulonephritis. The term ending in itis indicates inflammation. Both wind and water pollinated flowers are not very colorful and do not produce nectar. Wind and water pollinated, definitely. They are not colorful, do not produce nectar. This is correct. Reason says the flower produce enormous amounts of pollen grains in wind and water pollinated flowers. So this is correct statement, but this is definitely not the explanation of A, because the right reason would have been both wind and water are abiotic factors, so they don't need any attraction or any kind of nectar reward. So both are correct, but it is not the correct explanation. Option 2. Which of the following is an example of non-distilled alcoholic beverage produced by yeast? So this is beer. Straightforward question, beer. Next question. In a floral formula, this sign stands for zygomorphic. This is incorrect. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 says in a floral formula, this sign stands for actinomorphic. Correct. Nature of the flower. Correct. And G with an underline stands for superior ovary. Correct. So statement 2 is correct. 1 is incorrect. 2 is correct. 1 is incorrect. Option 4 is the answer. So this was an excellent question. I was happy that they haven't asked a single question on the families and any floral diagram. This is the basic information which every student of biology should know, how to read a floral diagram. So minimal questions on botany are asked, and I'm happy about it. Next one. Streptokinase produced by bacterium Streptococcus is used for. So this is also a straightforward question. It is a clot buster. It is used for dissolving clot, removing clot from blood vessels. Option 4. Next one. Which chromosome in the human genome has the highest number of genes? So highest number of genes is in chromosome number 1. Option 3 is the answer. Minimum is in chromosome Y. Which of the following statement is correct about the location of male frog copulatory pad? It is present on the first digit of forelimb. First and second digit of forelimb, incorrect. First digit of hind limb, this is also incorrect. Second digit of forelimb, no. First digit of the forelimb, option 4. For sexual dimorphism in frog, 2 features which you need to remember. One is the vocal sacs in male frog, and the other one is the copulatory pad. So the first digit is important. It is also called the nuptial pad. So this position is called axillary amplexus, in which male's arm wrap under the female armpits. Now this is very important because in case of frog, the fertilization is not internal, it is external. So their genitals have to be in close proximity, and when the gametes are released, it increases the probability of fertilization. Okay, so this is the significance of copulatory pad. Next question. Which one of the following phytohormones promote nutrient mobilization which helps in delay of leaf senescence in plants? This is straightforward question. It is cytokinin. Option 4. So new leaf and chlorophyll in leaf and delay in leaf senescence, these are all the functions of cytokinin. While trying to find out the characteristics of a newly found animal, a researcher did the histology of adult animal and observed a cavity with the presence of mesodermal tissue towards the body wall but not towards the alimentary canal. What could be the possible coelom of that animal? So if you have the this is the cavity, this is internal, alimentary canal. So if mesoderm is not around the alimentary canal, if it is only present on the body wall, then it is called a pseudocoelom. If it is present in both the cases, it will be a true coelom. So in this case, since it is not present on alimentary canal, it will be called a pseudocoelom. So option 2 is the right answer. Next one. Okay, head, middle piece, acrosome, tail. These are all found in human sperm. So head has the genetic material, middle piece has energy, acrosome has enzyme, and tail is responsible for motility. So A4, B3. A4, B3, C1. Option 1 is the answer. Given below are stages in the life cycle of pteridophyte, arranged in correct sequence. So prothallus, meiosis in spore mother cells, fertilization, formation of archegonia, transfer of antherozoids to archegonia. So we see fertilization here, and then we have pre-fertilization and post-fertilization events. So that will be formation of archegonia followed by transfer of antherozoids and then fertilization, DEC. DEC, this sequence is seen in 1 and 3, DEC, DEC. So the question is whether BA will come before DEC or after DEC. So let's look at it. What is A? It is prothallus stage, and this is meiosis in spore mother cells. So meiosis will form the haploid cells, and gametophytes are haploid, and prothallus is a gametophyte. Okay, haploid gametophyte. So B will definitely come before A. So the right answer will be BA, then DEC. This one, option 1. So this was a little difficult question. Okay, so we exceeded the time and we took around close to 1 minute 30 seconds. Next question. Cardiac activities of heart are regulated by nodal tissue. Nodal is SA node. Yes, so it is the pacemaker. So definitely this is involved. Option 1 is A is everywhere. Next, we have a special neural center in the medulla oblongata. This is also correct. It helps in the autonomic nervous system. So 2, B is in 1 and 2 and 4 also. Then adrenal medullary hormone. Yes, adrenaline has a direct effect on cardiac activity. The last one is adrenal cortical hormones. The aldosterone and corticosteroids, they are involved in the regulation of the vascular system, not cardiac activity, but the blood vessels. So we will have to mark 1, 2, and 3, ABC. Option 1 is the right answer. So this was little confusing. Okay, so let me make it clear to you. The activity is called cardiovascular system. So cardiac is only for heart and the vascular is for the blood vessels. Okay. So vasodilation and vasoconstriction, the hormones which control the activities of blood vessels, okay, they are not directly involved in controlling the cardiac activities. Okay, this is the reason you rule out adrenal cortical hormones. Next question. Which of the following organisms cannot fix nitrogen? So here I can clearly see it is Volvox. Volvox is an algae, okay, green algae, colonial green algae, and it cannot fix nitrogen. D is the answer. Option 2. tRNA and rRNA do not interact with mRNA. This is wrong, totally wrong. Statement 1 is wrong. Next one, RNAi takes place in all eukaryotic organisms, correct, as a method of cellular defense, correct. So RNAi, the same question was asked in 2024 also. So the answer will be 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct, option 4. In the above represented plasmid, an alien piece of DNA is inserted at EcoR1. EcoR1 is in beta galactosidase enzyme. In this reading frame. So definitely, if a alien piece of DNA is inserted here, it will disrupt galactosidase enzyme. Which strategy will be chosen from following to select the recombinant colonies? So if there is no enzyme, okay, it cannot act on XGAL and it will not produce blue color. So the colonies will remain white. So here the answer will be white color colonies will be selected. Option 3. So the biotechnology textbook, it talks about this in detail. Okay, blue-white selection strategy by insertional inactivation of beta galactosidase enzyme due to an alien piece of DNA inserted in the reading frame. So essentially, lactose, see, this is the structure of lactose. This is galactose and this is glucose. They are connected by beta 1,4 bond. Okay. Now beta galactosidase, this is an enzyme. Okay. Any term which ends in ASE indicates it is enzyme. So it will act on this bond, break it. Okay. This is how it will release two monosaccharides, galactose and glucose. Now XGAL is the substrate which is colorless, and the chemical name is 5-bromo-4-chloro-3-indolyl beta-D galactopyranoside. That means it has this galactose structure in it, but it is, instead of linking to glucose, it is linked to this molecule. It looks something like this. So can you see the similarity? This part is same. The galactopyranose ring. This is galactopyranose ring. And the connection is beta 1, okay, at beta 1 here. This is glucose, but this structure is 5-bromo. This is the 5th position, 5-bromo. 4th position has chloro, and this is called, here there is one oxygen group, okay, hydroxyl group, and this is indole group. So this enzyme can act on this bond and break it. Okay, so once you break this bond, the molecule released will dimerize and it will form indigo colored compound. So see, this is the dimer, 5 prime dibromo, 4 prime dichloro, indigo. So blue color colonies actually indicate non-recombinant plasmid, and white color colonies indicate recombinant plasmids. So this is the basis of blue-white selection. Which of the following genetically engineered organism was used by Eli Lilly to prepare human insulin? It was E. coli. E. coli is a bacterium. Yeast, virus, phage, these are wrong. Bacterium is the correct answer. Name the class of enzyme that usually catalyzes the following reaction. So what you can see here is you have Sg, they are connected, and there is another molecule S hash, and after the reaction you have S plus S hash and G. So basically G is now connected to, covalently bonded to S hash. So the transfer is occurring here. So the enzyme will be transferase, option 3. Find the statement that is not correct with regard to structure of monocot stem. Hypodermis is parenchymatous. Hypodermis is sclerenchymatous in monocot stem, and in dicot it is cholenchymatous. Vascular bundles are scattered. This is correct. Vascular bundles are conjoined and closed. This is also correct. And the last one, phloem parenchyma is absent. Correct. So only first option is incorrect, and that is the answer of this question. So this is a match question which I had uploaded as DBP on my channel. So hypodermis of monocot is sclerenchymatous and that of dicot is cholenchymatous. Please keep this in mind. And another thing regarding phloem parenchyma, it is absent in most monocots. Bast fibers are absent in primary phloem. Vessels are absent in gymnosperms. Albuminous cells are absent in angiosperms. The correct sequence of events in the life cycle of bryophytes is fusion of antherozoid with egg, release of antherozoid into water. So E will follow A. E following A is in almost all options. So what you can see here is we have the beginning is with B or D. So what is B? Attachment of gametophyte with the substratum. What is D? Formation of sporophyte. So gametophyte will attach to the substratum and then it will release antherozoid. So this is making sense. B is followed by E. Okay, you cannot have the sporophyte and then release of antherozoid. This is wrong. A and 4 are definitely wrong. Now we can see BEA. BEA is common. Now you only need to rule out between C and D. C is reduction division to produce haploid spores and D is formation of sporophyte. So formation of sporophyte will happen first after the fusion, and the sporophyte will have, these spores will undergo meiosis and the release of spores will help in formation of gametophyte. So A will follow D, not C. So this is A following D. So option 3 is the right answer. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. See, first you have the gametophyte. Okay, this is the gametophyte. It releases the two gametes, okay, male and female. And fusion will happen. So fusion step is here. So this is B and this is release of antherozoid is E, which is B and E. Then fusion is A. Okay. Then after fusion, what is formed? Sporophyte is formed, right? Sporophyte, which is given in D. So this is D. And the last one will be reduction division to produce haploid spores. So these haploid spores, they will form the gametophyte. And this is how the cycle will go on and on. So this is the right answer, option 3. Which are correct? CT and MRI detect cancers of internal organs. Yes, these are the non-invasive procedures and preferred by a lot of patients and doctors. So 120 is A. A is only in option number 4. We have the answer. C is alpha interferon activates the cancer patient's immune system and helps in destroying the tumor. Correct. So option 4 is the right answer. Match question. Centromere, it helps in cell division. Cilium helps in cell movement. A2 and B3. A2 and B3. So it is only in option number 4. We have the answer. Then remaining ones are cristae is mitochondria. Okay, inner membrane forms the structure. Infoldings are called cristae, and cell membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer. Okay, in this case, we have chlorophyll A, B, and then xanthophyll and carotenoids. Carotenoids are present in carrot. Carrot are orange in color. So this is the biggest hint in this question. Okay, so D is carotenoid, which matches with 4. The only option is option 2 with D4 combination. So we have the answer. Option 2. Find the correct statements. In human pregnancy, major organ systems are formed at the end of 12 weeks. 12 weeks is 3 months, and this is correct. A is correct. So A is 1 and 4. So we have A, E or A, C, D, E. So check for C. What is C? In human pregnancy, heart is formed after 1 month. Yes, correct. Heart is the only organ which is formed first. So C is correct, and therefore C, A and C is only in this option 4. So we have the answer. You don't even have to read rest of the statements. This table will help you by heart all these important events. End of first month, heart is formed. End of second month, limbs and digits are formed. End of third month, most major organs are formed. During fifth month, first movement is seen. Appearance of hair on head is also seen during fifth month. Then end of sixth month, body with fine hair and eyelids separate. Next question. In the seeds of cereal, outer covering of endosperm separates the embryo by a protein-rich layer which is called aleuron layer. This is a straightforward question. Option 4. Next one. Which of the following diagrams is correct with regard to proximal and distal tubule of nephron? Now see, the glomeruli, it filters everything. NaCl, amino acid, glucose, water, everything which is important is out, so that the waste and essentials, everything is removed from blood. Then selectively, these important things are absorbed. So NaCl is important, it is absorbed. Bicarbonate is important. Water is absorbed, it is not secreted. So this is incorrect. Next one. Here NaCl is absorbed, bicarbonate is absorbed, water is absorbed. These are secreted, protons and the hydrogen ions and ammonia. And in this case again, NaCl is absorbed, water is absorbed, bicarbonate is absorbed. Potassium and hydrogen are secreted. So this is correct. Option 2 is correct. Here what is incorrect? NaCl is secreted. This is incorrect. And in option 4, again you can see water is secreted. This is incorrect. So option 2 is the right answer. Identify the part of bioreactor which is used as a foam breaker from the given figure. So see, in the bioreactor, this is stirred continuously. This is stir tank bioreactor. So because of stirring, foam will be formed on the top, okay, where the liquid, the interface, okay, air and liquid interface. So obviously you will have this structure which will be foam breaker. So C is foam breaker. Option number 4. Next one. Assertion. A typical unfertilized angiosperm embryo sac at maturity is 8 nucleate and 7 celled. This is correct because it undergoes 3 rounds of mitosis. Okay, so 8 nuclei are produced and the central cell retains 2 nuclei. So 7 cell and 8 nuclei. Egg apparatus has 2 polar nuclei. 2 polar nuclei are in the center with the central cell. So R is incorrect, A is correct. A is true, R is false. This is the answer. A specialized membranous structure in prokaryotic cell which helps in cell wall formation, DNA replication and respiration is called mesosome. This is a straightforward question and it used to be asked a lot in 2014, 2015 in those questions. Okay, so mesosome, see, first option is the right answer. So this is the bacterial cell. Okay, so you will have a membrane protrusions like this, and this is called mesosome, and it helps in DNA replication, in respiration, cell wall formation. So they don't have organelles. See, prokaryotic cells, they don't have organelles. So this membranous structure will do the job of all those organelles which depend on membrane. Okay, so this is the role of mesosome. Next one. Which of the following are post-transcriptional events in an eukaryotic cell? Transport of pre-mRNA to cytoplasm prior to splicing, this never happens. Okay, so A is definitely incorrect. Strike out A, it is only in option 1. Now we have B, C. Okay, second one is removal of introns and joining of exon is correct. B is correct. So rule out 4. Now C will definitely be correct. Just rule out between D and E. D is addition of adenine residues at the 3' end of hnRNA. Correct. So D is correct. So option 2 is the right option of this question. Next one. What is the pattern of inheritance for polygenic trait? Polygenic trait. So the best example is A, B, C, which is your different genes, 3 different genes, and they exist in 2 alleles, okay, like this, okay. So we have 6 alleles which code for skin complexion. So here you see continuous variation, okay. So it is not Mendelian, it is non-Mendelian. It is not autosomal dominant because we have the recessive alleles also. It is not X-linked. These are autosomal. Okay. So the right option will be option 2. Non-Mendelian inheritance. So this question was asked last year in re-exam NEET. Okay. So see, your darkest skin color will have all dominant alleles. Capital A, capital B, capital C. And the lighter skin complexion will have all recessive alleles. The intermediate will have mix of dominant and recessive alleles. Okay. This is called polygenic inheritance because multiple genes are involved here. So this is the darkest complexion. Then in this case, in all these boxes, you can see just 1 allele is recessive, 5 are dominant. So this is lighter than this one. So here you had 6 dominants, here 5 dominants. In further lighter shade, you have 4 dominant and 2 recessive. Then further lighter shade will have 3 dominant and 3 recessive. Then this is even lighter than this. So here you can see 2 dominant only in these boxes and 4 are recessive. Then further lighter shade has only 1 dominant and 5 are recessive. And in this case, all 6 are recessive. So this is the gradation which we see in skin color inheritance or skin complexion inheritance. See, this was the question asked in re-exam NEET. Focus on this. In polygenic inheritance, effect of each allele is additive. This is what I have shown you here. So as you increase the dominant allele, it will have an additive effect, and finally the darkest skin complexion is seen when all alleles are dominant. Which one of the following enzyme contains heme as the prosthetic group? So if you recall the chapter biomolecules, here the examples are peroxidase and catalase. So option 4 is the answer. So last year the question from enzyme was on carboxypeptidase. This year it was on catalase. Each of the following characteristics represent a kingdom proposed by Whittaker. Arrange the following in increasing order of complexity of body organization. So again, it looks difficult, but it is not difficult. Keep the options ready. First one is multicellular heterotroph with chitin cell wall. So chitin is a hint here. It stands for fungi. Okay. So in the Whittaker system, we have Monera and then Protista, then fungus, then plant, and then animal. So fungi is comes at the third level. Okay. So A should be at the third position. Where do you see it? It is in option 2 and option 4. Okay, now you can see CEA. That means we have the right answer. We only need to rule out between D or B. D is eukaryotic autotroph. Autotrophs are plants, definitely. So answer will be this one, option 2. And then the last one will be B. B is heterotroph with tissue organ system level of organization. So see, this is the approach. You will have to, don't read everything and don't waste your time marking, reading everything and marking it. This is the hint you need to follow. Next question. Who is known as father of ecology in India? So it is Dr. Ramdeo Mishra. Option number 2. So the ecology unit, it begins with this introduction. Okay, Ramdeo Mishra is revered. Revered means highly respected as father of ecology. Next question. Match question. Hershey and Chase, unequivocal proof of DNA. So DNA as genetic material confirmed. A4. A4 is in 2 and 3. Then B is either 2 or 3. B is euchromatin. Euchromatin is loosely packed and light stained. B3. So option 3 is the right answer. C is 1. Griffith, he worked with Streptococcus pneumoniae. These have capsule around them, so they form smooth colonies. Virulent forms smooth colonies, and it led to death of mice. And heterochromatin is densely packed, dark stained. So this is confirmed. Option 3 is the right answer. Which of the following refer to neoplastic characteristics of cell? Neoplasm is the term for cancer. A mass of proliferating cells. A is correct. So we have A in option 1, 2, 3. Rapid growth of cells is also there. B is also correct. See. So C is invasion and damage to the surrounding tissue. This property is called metastasis. Okay. And C is definitely correct. So ABC is the answer. Option 2 is the answer. Those confined to original location. This is seen in benign tumor, not malignant tumor. So the cancer word is actually for the malignant ones, not for benign ones. DNA fragments extracted from gel electrophoresis can be used in construction of recombinant DNA. This is correct statement. Smaller size DNA fragments are observed near anode. Correct. While large fragments are found near the wells in agarose gel. Correct. Both the statements are correct. Both are correct. Option 1 is the answer. So this is the usual way it is extracted from the gel and then it is used in construction of recombinant DNA. And anode is the positively charged electrode. So DNA, they have negative charge because the backbone has phosphate group and phosphate has negative charge. So the smaller size negatively charged fragments, they will definitely move through the agarose sieve and they will be observed near anode. The larger ones will have difficulty moving through agarose gel and therefore they will be found near the wells. So both the statements are correct here. Next one. Okay, match question. Adenosine. So full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So adenosine indicates the nucleoside. When phosphate is not attached, it is called nucleoside. So A is 3. A3. it is in 1, 2, 3. Next one, adenylic acid is the complete structure. ATP will be called adenylic acid. So it will be nucleotide. Nucleoside plus phosphate is nucleotide. B is 2. So A3B2 is in 2 and 3. Now C will be either 4 or 1. Adenine is the nitrogenous base. So it cannot be 4. It is definitely 1. And D is alanine is an amino acid. So option 3 is the right answer. So see, when I said adenosine triphosphate, what is the meaning of that? You have this ribose sugar, okay? At position number 1, you have adenine, which is adenine is nitrogen base, okay? And this is the ribose sugar. And then to this carbon, you have phosphate group attached. So phosphate and then phosphate and another phosphate. So this becomes adenosine triphosphate. So only this part, if you consider only this adenine, that will be nitrogenous base. Then ribose plus adenine will be called nucleoside. Okay, and phosphate plus ribose plus nitrogen base, this will be called nucleotide all together. Next question. The reductive division for human female gametogenesis starts earlier than that of male gametogenesis. This begins in fetal life, so this statement is correct. A is correct. Okay, strike out 3 and 4. So now you will have to rule out between B and C. B is the gap between M1 and M2 is shorter. So after M1, there is an arrest that happens in secondary oocyte. So this statement is correct because in males it happens continuously. Therefore, M1 and M2 gap is shorter. Correct. B is correct. So option 1 is the right answer. Let's go through other statements. The first polar body is associated with the formation of primary oocyte. No, that is called secondary oocyte. And LH surge leads to disintegration of endometrium and onset of menstrual bleeding. It leads to disintegration, or not disintegration, rupturing of the Graafian follicle and release of secondary oocyte, which is captured by the fimbriae of fallopian tubes. And this is how secondary oocyte enters the fallopian tubes. Next question. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are free living, endoparasite, symbiotic, ectoparasite. So Cyclostomata, they are jawless, okay, and they have circular mouth, and they are ectoparasites. So option 4 is the right answer. The primary function of Golgi apparatus is to package the material made by ER and deliver it to intracellular targets and outside the cell. Correct. Otherwise, if it is not to be delivered to other targets or outside the cell, it is synthesized by free ribosome. The fact that it is synthesized by ER and channeled into Golgi is to deliver it to other intracellular targets or outside the cell. Correct. Option 1, assertion statement is correct. Reason says vesicles containing material made by ER fuse with the cis phase, correct, of Golgi apparatus, and they are modified, correct. So glycosylation will happen and released from the trans phase of Golgi apparatus. Correct. This is also correct, and it is the correct explanation of A. So this is the only information given in NCERT, so it matches very well. It explains assertion. So the option 1 will be the right answer. Next question. Match question. Scutellum is, it is cotyledon of monocot. Option 2, A2. A2 is in 1 and 4. Then B is either 3 or 4. Non-albuminous seed, it is groundnut, B3. So A2 and B3 is only in option number 1. Epiblast is rudimentary cotyledon, and perisperm. Perisperm is outside endosperm, so it is made up of nucellus. Persistent nucellus give rise to perisperm. D1. Option 1 is the right answer. Next one. All vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Some are urochordate and cephalochordates. So A is correct. Member of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord, correct. During the embryonic period, correct. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in adults, correct. So both are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Option 1 is the answer. So see, this is also definitely asked question. It is almost asked in every exam, but you will have to still read it carefully because they can jumble up the words and confuse you. So take your time to attempt this question. Okay, read it carefully. Next one. Identify the statement that is not correct. Each antibody has 2 light and 2 heavy chains. Correct. The heavy and light chains are held together by disulfide bond. This is also correct. Antigen binding site is located at the C-terminal region of antibody molecule. Antigen binding site is present at the N-terminal. Okay, the structure looks something like this. So this is called the FAB, fragment antigen binding. Okay, this is also FAB. And this part is called FC. So option 3 is the wrong statement and therefore answer of this question. Constant region of heavy and light chains are located at the C terminus of antibody molecule. Yes, this part is constant. And the constant region that will give the identity to the antibody. So if this is gamma chain, the antibody will be called IgG. If it is M chain, mu chain, the antibody will be IgM. If it is delta chain, antibody will be IgD. If it is epsilon, it is IgE. If it is alpha, it is IgA. So these are the 5 different categories of antibodies. So FC region confers the class of antibody. Next question. Silencing of specific mRNA is possible via RNAi because silencing is possible because of the complementary DS double-stranded RNA, correct. This triggers the RNAi system, okay. This is the answer. Inhibitory ssRNA, complementary tRNA, non-complementary ssRNA, all are wrong. Only option 1 is correct. Okay. So see, similar question was asked in re-exam NEET paper. RNAi involves the silencing of specific mRNA due to complementary single-stranded RNA. It is not single-stranded, it is double-stranded RNA. So you click on the I button and you will be directed to a detailed video exclusively explaining this question. Next one. Genes R and Y follow independent assortment. If homozygous R and homozygous Y produce round and yellow seeds, and a recessive R and recessive Y produce wrinkled and green seeds, what will be the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation? So basically they have explained the dihybrid ratio. Okay, so the result of dihybrid ratio will be phenotypic ratio is asked. So it will be option number 3, 9:3:3:3:1. So this was not a difficult question. It was just describing, instead of asking in one word, what is the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross, they have expanded and explained the dihybrid cross itself. Next question. Histone are enriched with lysine and arginine. So this is the right answer. These two are positively charged. So in order to wrap the DNA, I just mentioned in earlier question, DNA is negatively charged due to phosphate group. Okay, so you definitely need a protein which is rich in positively charged amino acids, and lysine and arginine are positively charged. Leucine and lysine. Leucine is nonpolar. Phenylalanine, leucine are again nonpolar. This is arginine and positive, but phenylalanine is nonpolar. So this is the right answer. Next question. The first menstruation is called menarche. Option 2. Last menstruation is called menopause. Diapause is misleading here. Ovulation is release of secondary oocyte. Next question. Okay, so we have the hormones and the organs. Heart secretes atrial natriuretic factor A3. A3 is only in option number 4. We have the answer. B1, kidney is erythropoietin, yes. GIT will secrete secretin, and adrenal cortex will produce aldosterone, correct. Next question. The protein portion of an enzyme is called, apoenzyme. Option 3 is the right answer. These are the other groups that associate with apoenzyme. Prosthetic group is the non-protein group which is tightly bound to apoenzyme. Coenzyme is again non-protein group which is not tightly bound to it, and it associates only at the time of enzyme activity. Cofactor is a metal ion which associates with apoenzyme and confers the catalytic activity, makes it functional. Which of the following is the unit of productivity of an ecosystem? So this is also important topic. Okay, so this is related to GPP. Okay, so it is measured as kilocalorie per meter square per year, because it is unit of productivity. So we are considering the rate. Okay, if it was only about production, okay, primary production, so then it would have been without year. Okay, only kilocal per meter square, but you have to include the rate per year. This is the answer, option 4. Next question. Sweet potato and potato represent a certain type of evolution. Select the correct combination of terms to explain the evolution. So see, this is sweet potato is what? It is the root, and potato is stem. So the origin is different, but the function is to store. Okay, so when origin is different and function is same, this is called analogous. Okay, and they are converging on functions. So analogy and convergent, this will be the right answer, option 1. In case of homology, the origin is same, but they diverge in their function. That's why it is called divergent evolution. With the help of given pedigree, find out the probability for the birth of a child having no disease and being a carrier in F3 generation. So see, this pedigree looks so complicated, but the question is asking you only about F3 generation. And you need to identify a carrier in F3 generation. So focus only on these and their parents. Okay. Now this is carrier mother and this is affected father. Okay, so if you make one Punnett square here, so you will have to show mother's genotype here, XC and X. She is a carrier. Only one X is affected. Father is completely affected. Okay, since this is X linked, okay, this X is affected and the other chromosome is Y chromosome. Now the combinations will be XC and XC. This will be XC and Y. This will be XC and X. And this will be XY. Okay, so the only genotype, okay, which is carrier is this one. This one is affected. This one is also affected. This is healthy and this is carrier. Carrier will not show any disease, but they will definitely carry the defective allele. So out of 4, only 1 is affected. So you will have to say the probability for the birth of a child having no disease being a carrier is 1/4. Check the options. See, the first option is the right answer of this question. This one. Option 1. Okay, so the everything else was just to confuse you, to cause anxiety in you. Okay, you will have to read the question carefully, focus only on what is asked. And this was actually a very simple question, but it was designed in such a way to cause anxiety in students. Okay, next one. Assertion: cells of the tapetum possess dense cytoplasm and generally have more than one nucleus. This is correct. And reason statement says presence of more than one nucleus in the tapetum increases the efficiency of nourishing the developing microspore mother cells. So tapetum is the third layer and it surrounds the sporogenous tissue which has the microspore mother cells. And any nourishing cell has more than one nucleus. We have seen this in case of endosperms also. Endosperm, due to double fertilization, it has 3 different nuclei. Okay, it is triploid. So multiple nuclei increases the efficiency of nourishment. So this statement is correct and it is also justifying assertion. So both the statements are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Option 1 is the right answer. Focus on this part, okay? More than one nucleus, efficiency of nourishing. Nourishing what? Developing microspore mother cells. So any student, if they are confused that developing pollen grains are given there, the word developing indicates that the microspore mother cells are developing and finally forms the pollen. Once the pollen is formed, okay, pollen has exine layer which is made up of sporopollenin. It is a tough material. Okay, so once pollens are completely formed, they don't need any kind of nourishment. They can resist high temperature, high acid, strong acids and strong alkali. They can also tolerate any kind of enzyme activity. The only thing which can help in opening a pollen is the stigma. Okay, so pollen doesn't need any kind of nourishment. It is in the textbook, it is written developing pollen grains. That developing word is for the microspore mother cells till they form pollen. This is what you have to focus on. These are the important keywords here. And this one is a factual thing. Cells of the tapetum possess dense cytoplasm and generally have more than one nucleus. Okay, next question. How many meiotic and mitotic division need to occur for the development of mature female gametophyte from the megaspore mother cell in an angiosperm plant? So this development of the megasporogenesis is called monosporic. Okay, the term monosporic means after meiosis, which forms 4 haploid nucleus, haploid cells. Okay, out of 4, 3 will degenerate. Okay, 3 will be lost and only 1 survive. Now this one will become 2. The 2 cells will become 4 cells and 4 will become 8. So 3 rounds of mitosis will happen to form 8 nuclei. Okay, so how many meiotic and mitotic division need to occur for the development of mature female gametophyte? Mature female gametophyte is the embryo sac, and it has polar central cell which has polar nuclei. Now it has antipodal, okay, and here it has egg apparatus. So total there are 8 nuclei, 2 are here, 3 cells are here and 3 cells are here. So total 7 cells and 8 nuclei. So we have 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis. 2 meiosis and 3 mitosis is incorrect. 1 meiosis and 2 mitosis, this is also incorrect. 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis, correct. No meiosis, 2 mitosis. So option 3 is the right answer. Okay, clear? We start with a diploid cell. Okay, it will form 4 haploid by 1 meiosis, which is given here, 1 meiosis. It will form 4 haploid cells. Out of 4, 3 will degenerate, only 1 will. So 1 cell will form 2 nuclei. Okay, 2. Then 2 will form 4 nuclei. So this is the first mitosis, this is the second mitosis, and this is the third mitosis. It will form 8 nuclei. And out of 8, 7 cells will be produced. 1 cell will have 2 nuclei. Okay. So this is the right answer of this question. Option 3. Next one. Which of the following is an example of zygomorphic flower? So everybody has by-hearted this: pea, bean, cassia and gulmohar. Anyone will be asked here. So P is asked here. So 155, option number 3 is the right answer. Next one. After maturation in primary lymphoid organs, the lymphocytes migrate for interaction with antigens in the secondary lymphoid organ and tissues. Like, so basically they are asking what are primary, they are testing your knowledge of primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. So primary are thymus and bone marrow. Okay, then rest are lymph nodes. Okay, then spleen and mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, and the example here is Peyer's patches. So secondary lymphoid organ is spleen, lymph node and Peyer's patches, C, D and E. Option 4 is the right answer. Next one. Fig fruit is a non-vegetarian fruit. Any fruit is plant origin, and anything which is plant origin, you cannot call it non-vegetarian. This makes the statement incorrect. Next one. Fig wasp and fig tree exhibit mutual relationship, as fig wasp completes its life cycle in fig fruit and fig fruit gets pollinated. Fruit is not pollinated, flowers are pollinated. So this makes the statement incorrect. Both the statements are incorrect. The right answer will be both are incorrect. Option number 2. Next one. 158. What is the main function of spindle fibers during mitosis? It will help in separating the chromosomes. Yes. Option number 1. This question was asked. So see, the role of spindle fiber in the earlier question was to separate chromosome. But in order to separate, you need to first align it on the metaphase plate, on the equator. And for that, The attachment of spindle fiber to chromosome actually happens in metaphase. So many times the students are under the impression that the separation happens in anaphase. So spindle fibers attach to kinetochores during anaphase. This is incorrect. And all the chromosomes are scattered around. So these two centrioles will throw the spindle fibers and it will help in aligning the chromosome at the equator. Okay. And then in the anaphase, pulling of the centromere occurs, and this leads to splitting of centromeres. And this is how the chromosomes, they move to the opposite poles. Okay, so important point, attachment of spindle fibers to kinetochore, it happens in the metaphase, not in anaphase. Next question. Which of the following is the characteristic feature of gymnosperms? This is such a basic question. Seeds are naked. Option number 2 is the right answer. Next one. Select correct statements from following regarding function of adrenal medullary hormones. So the adrenaline, okay, epinephrine, what is the role? It causes pupillary constriction. No, it causes dilation because it increases our ability to see more. So A is incorrect. Strikeout 3. Next one. It is hyperglycemic, correct. B is correct. B is only in option number 2. So we have the answer. C is, it causes piloerection. Yeah, the hair raise. Okay, this will occur. And next one, it increases the strength of heart contraction. This is also correct because strength of heart contraction is, it increases the stroke volume and therefore the cardiac output. Okay, so better blood circulation will provide more oxygen and nutrients to muscles. So B, C and D, these are correct statements. Only A is incorrect. So instead of pupillary constriction, the right answer will be pupillary dilation. Next question. Why can't insulin be given orally to diabetic patient? Insulin is a protein hormone. So it will be digested by the GIT. Yes. So option 2 is the right answer of this question. Next one. Okay. Match question. Pteridophyte. Which one is a pteridophyte? Salvinia. Then bryophyte is Polytrichum. So A4 and B3. A4 and B3 is in 2 and 4. Next, you will have to rule out between C1 and C2. C is angiosperm. Angiosperm is, it's not ginkgo. Ginkgo is gymnosperm. So the only option left is salvia. C is 1. C1 is option 2. This is the right answer of this question. Next one. Who proposed the genetic code for amino acid should be made up of 3 nucleotide? The answer is George Gamow. First option is the right answer. In case you don't know, then you can rule out other ones. Francis Crick. Crick and Watson, they proposed the DNA double helix structure. Then Monod is for lacoperon and Stahl is semi-conservative replication of DNA. So this is the only one left and this is for proposing genetic code. Option 1 is the right answer. Next one. Okay, evil quartet. Evil quartet is the 4 different causes for biodiversity loss. A3. A3 is everywhere. Then ex situ conservation is cryopreservation. So B is 1. B1 is only in option number 2. We have the answer. C is 2. Lantana camera. This is an example of alien species invasion. And the last one is dodo extinction. Next one. Which of the following hormones released from the pituitary is actually synthesized in the hypothalamus? So there are only two hormones, oxytocin and other one is ADH, which is also called vasopressin. Option 2 is the answer, antidiuretic hormone. So ADH is also frequently asked topic. It is almost asked every time. Next one. Role of water vascular system in echinoderms is, so the vascular word is for the blood vessels. So instead of blood, we have water vascular system. So vascular system provides respiration. It also helps in locomotion. And this water captures food and it helps in transporting it to the 5 limbs of echinoderms. So C and A are the correct ones. So A and C. So this combination is only in option 2. This is the answer. Next one. Which of the following type of immunity is present at the time of birth? At the time of birth is innate immunity. It is non-specific, correct. Defense, type of defense in human body. Acquired, innate, cell-mediated, humoral. So innate is the only one. This is the right answer. Next one. In bryophytes, the gemma help in which one of the following? So they fragment and they help in asexual reproduction. 2 is the answer. Option number 2. Next one. In frog, the renal portal system is a special venous connection that acts to link. So it is going to link the kidney definitely, and kidney with lower part of the body. Option 4 is the right answer. Next question. In ecosystem, there is unidirectional flow of energy of sun from producers to consumer. Correct. Everything is correct in this statement. Ecosystem are exempted from the second law of thermodynamics. So second law of thermodynamics is universal and ecosystem is part of the universe. So you cannot say that it is exempted from second law of thermodynamics. So 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Option 3 is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following statement about Rubisco is true? It is active only in the dark. Only is incorrect. It is active in dark as well as light. Only in dark is wrong. It has higher affinity for oxygen. No, it has equal affinity towards carbon dioxide and oxygen. That is why it is called carboxylase and oxygenase. It is an enzyme involved in the photolysis of water. Enzyme is not involved. It is the light energy that leads to photolysis. So whatever will be the fourth option, that has to be the correct answer of this question. It catalyzes carboxylation of ribulose biphosphate. Correct. 4 is the right answer. Next one. Which of the following enzymes are not essential for gene cloning? So for cloning, restriction enzymes are definitely needed. A will be in the answer. A will not be in the answer because we are looking for not essential. So strike out A. This is wrong. Next one, ligase is also needed. So B, strike out B also. This one, strike out B. Mutase is not needed. Recombinase is not needed. Polymerase is also needed. E, strike out E. So C and D is the right answer. C is mutase and this is recombinase. These are not essential in gene cloning. Rest are essential. So option 1 is the right answer. Next one. Choose correct statement on plant growth and development. Parthenocarpy can be induced by auxin. Yes, this is a direct statement. Usually the phytohormone questions are verbatim question. They are picked directly from NCERT. So this is the statement on auxin. A is correct. A is in 1, 2, 3. Next we have B, C or D. So check what is B. Plant growth regulators can be involved in promotion as well as inhibition of growth. Yes, this is correct because regulators can regulate either way, either stimulate or inhibit growth. So B is also correct. So A and B combination is only in option number 1. So this is the answer. C is dedifferentiation is a prerequisite of redifferentiation. Yes. So when the cell from zygote it forms different specialized cell, that process is called differentiation. So it will have to again dedifferentiate and then redifferentiate to form a different organ, different cell type. So this is also correct. C is correct. D is abscisic acid is a plant growth promoter. No, abscisic acid leads to inhibition. Apical dominance promotes the growth of lateral buds. The statement is contradicting itself. Apical dominance itself indicates that the tip will dominate. It will not allow the growth of lateral buds. So E is also definitely wrong. A, B, C are the only correct options. Which factor is important for termination of the transcription? So sigma is for initiation, rho is for termination. Rho, option number 3. This is also frequently asked topic, transcription. Next one. Frogs respire in water by skin and buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is wrong. They respire only through skin. And on land, skin, buccal cavity and lungs. All three are needed. Yes. So statement is true for water. No, it is not true for water. Statement is true for both. Again, this is wrong. Statement is false for water. True for land. Correct. So this is the right answer. Statement is false for both. This is also incorrect. So option 3 is the correct option. This one. So see what you have to remember in case of frog respiration. There are the skin is important for respiration in water, land, then during estivation as well as hibernation. But buccal cavity is used only when the frog is on land. Similarly, lungs are also used only when frog is on land. Okay, so skin respiration, which is called cutaneous respiration, happens all the time. Keep this in mind. And buccal respiration, which is called buccopharyngeal respiration, and pulmonary respiration, it will happen only on land. Clear? So keep this thing in mind. Next one. Twins are born to a family that lives next door to you. The twins are a boy and a girl. Which of the following may be true? They are monozygotic. No, because they have different genders, they are not monozygote. Monozygotes are identical. So gender wise also they will be identical. So they are actually called dizygotic. Look for this option. Dizygotic is not given. Instead they have given fraternal. Fraternal basically means, the word fraternity means brotherhood. Okay, so because they are in the same womb, okay, so they are siblings. So brothers or fraternal twins we can call it. Next one, they were conceived through in vitro fertilization. No, not necessarily in vitro. In vivo also fraternal twins are conceived. They have 75% identical genetic content. No, they are just like any other siblings born by different conceptions. Okay, the only thing is they are two different siblings conceived at the same time. So in this case, two ovum, yeah, secondary oocytes are produced simultaneously by ovary, and this is the reason two different fertilization events happen, and therefore the genders are also different. There's a possibility that gender can be same also, okay, but it is also possible that one is boy, the other is girl. So out of all these four, the right one will be option number 2. Regarding the genetic content, this will apply for what you have learned in Human Genome Project. All the human beings, they have, according to Human Genome Project, we are 99.9% identical. So the same rule will apply to fraternal twins also. Monozygotic twins are 100% identical and fraternal twins are 99.9% identical. Next question. Which of the following microbe is not involved in the preparation of household products? So household products will be, let's see the options. So see, we can see only 2 of the microbes are not in the used in the preparation of household products. So the 2 will be Lactobacillus is used, Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used, and Propionibacterium shermani for Swiss cheese. This is for baker's yeast and this is for curd preparation. So we have A and C as the only one which are not used for household products. So A and C is option number 2. Yeah, this is the answer. Next one. Match question. Progesterone. Now see, it is secreted by corpus luteum and corpus luteum is found in ovary. Next one, relaxin. So here in this case, you have to, relaxin is released in the later stages of pregnancy, and by the time corpus luteum is not there, it survives only for 3 months of pregnancy. So the answer will be ovary. Relaxin is by ovary. MSH, this is called melanocyte stimulating hormone. It is secreted by intermedia, pars intermedia, and catecholamines are released by adrenal medulla. So let's look at the options. So A will be, B will be 2 and A will be 4. A4 and B2 is over here. Then MSH is C1. So option 1 is the right answer. The blue and white selectable markers have been developed which differentiate recombinant colonies, yes, from non-recombinant colonies, correct, on the basis of their ability to produce color in the presence of a chromogenic substrate. Statement 1, the blue colored colonies have DNA insert in the plasmid and they are identified as recombinant colonies. This is incorrect. If they have DNA insert, this insert will cause inactivation of the enzyme, and in the absence of enzyme, no color will be produced. So blue colored colonies, they are non-recombinant, they do not have insert. Statement 1 is incorrect. The colonies without blue color have DNA insert, correct, in the plasmid and are identified as recombinant colonies, correct. So 1 is incorrect and 2 is correct. 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. Option number 4. And now we have the last question. Which of the following equation represents Verhulst-Pearl logistic growth of a population? So dN by dt is equal to Rn. N is missing, so this is incorrect. Rn in the bracket K minus N. K is carrying capacity and this is population density divided by K. So we have the answer. Option 2 is the right answer. Rn N minus K is wrong. This is totally wrong. So option 2 is the only one with the right equation. This is the right answer. So see, this is the equation. Okay, this is logistic growth. This is exponential growth, J-shaped. So this is also frequently asked topic. It was asked last year also. So this is the equation. dn by dt is equal to Rn. R is the intrinsic rate of natural increase, which is the equation is for exponential growth. In integral form, this is the form. Okay, so specially question was asked on E. What does E indicates? Okay, base of natural logarithm. And last one, this is the equation for logistic growth. Okay, so you have to include the concept of carrying capacity, K. Then this carrying capacity, it puts a limit on how much a particular species can increase in a given ecosystem. So with this, we come to the end of this question paper. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my video.